Okay, question 8 is on statistics hypothesis testing. So the hypothesis test is HO is that the P, the proportion, is still 0.62 as HO is the norm or the null hypothesis, and the alternative hypothesis H1 that we're testing is that the proportion has increased. So we're seeing if that proportion has increased beyond 0.62. Before I started recording, I wrote down what P was, because it doesn't say anywhere in the question to let P equal the proportion of adults over 65 using a social media platform. So you should really write that at some point. So these are the hypotheses we're testing here, and we're testing at a 1% significance level. Now, if you look at this question, it's going to be a binomial distribution. Either someone uses the social media platform or they don't. The number of trials, it says the sample size is 59, and the proportion we're assuming is 0.62, although we're testing to see if that's changed. Now, if there are 59 people in a sample, you would expect. Now, this isn't really part of the test, but it might be a nice idea to see what you would expect. If you multiply these two together, 59 times 0.62, you get approximately 37. So you would expect 37 people out of 59 to be using the social media platform, whereas we've got a total of 46 actually. So that is surprisingly high. So 46 out of 59 is higher than you would expect. You'd expect it to be roughly 37 people out of 59 using the social media platform. So we've got to see how unusual that is by finding the probability of greater than or equal to 46 people. Now, it's a binomial distribution, as we've talked about. So we want 46, 47, 48, and so on, all the way up to 59. So we want to do 1 minus. So 1 would be all the people, all the values up to 59. So we want to take away from that all the numbers from 1 to 45. So we want to do 1 minus the probability of x is less than or equal to 45, because on your calculator will only do will only find the probability that x is less than or equal to something. Okay, so your calculator will always give you this. So that's why we've had to convert it into this sum. So you use the cumulative binomial on your calculator, and that should give you a value for this as 0.00681. If you've forgotten how to use cumulative binomials on your calculator, you need to make sure you find out how to do it. So ask your teacher or look online, because it's very important you know how to do that. So this is the probability of greater than or equal to 46 successes out of 59. Now that is less than 0.01, which is our significance level. So that this 0.01 comes from our 1% significance level, and so this is less than our significance level, the probability of this happens. So that is very unlikely to get the probability so low. It's lower than our significance level. So therefore we can reject HO. So we can reject HO. Another way of doing this is to find the critical region. So what you could have done, you could have found, if I just do this in a different color, you could have find the critical region instead. And if you find the critical region, you should find the critical region is greater than or equal to 46. So 46 is greater than or equal to 46. So it would be in the critical region. So once again, you would reject HO. Whichever method you did, you would end up rejecting HO. Now, don't forget, for these questions, you do need to finish off with a final sentence. So if I just rub this out up here, you should just finish off by saying a sentence. You should never say, therefore something is definitely true or something is definitely false. You should always say, therefore there is significant evidence. So there's significant evidence to suggest that the proportion of adults using the social media platform has increased from what we thought, which was 62%. So you need always finish off with a sentence that starts off, there's significant evidence to suggest this. If you're rejecting HO, you say there's significant evidence to suggest, and then say something that relates to the context of the question. Okay. If you were accepting HO, then you'd say there's insignificant evidence to suggest, and so on.